Here it is, the answers we've been waiting for. On September 22nd, Mercury aligns with the heart of the sun. This aspect is also known as Mercury Cazimi. Mercury is retrograde right now. So these Kazimis are particularly important because what they signify is potent awareness, realizations, and turning points of clarity in the middle of our Mercury retrograde journey. So we know that Mercury is splitting its time between Libra and Virgo as it moves retrograde during this 3-week chapter. This Kazimi is very special because it is happening at 0 degrees Libra. Now, if you're not familiar with the significance of 0 degrees Libra, it's considered a world axis point. It's considered a point that affects the whole world or can be heard around the world. So the fact that we're getting this Mercury alignment with the sun at 0 degrees Libra on the world point means that we can expect some very significant announcements or news media drops at this time. I was so curious as to what this could mean, what it could be related to. Obviously, with the Queen's death, that was a big one. That started on the day of Mercury's retrograde, her passing. So I'm now thinking that this is a lot clearer. Even though we're talking about a British monarch, there's been, I read something recently that independence from Britain is the most widely celebrated holiday on the planet because there's only been a handful of countries that haven't been taken over by Britain at some point in our history. So, even though it's just like a small little colony, it's something that the world pays attention to. So yeah, whatever's happening over there, I know some nations are starting to want to create even more of a distance from the British monarchy at this time. So we'll see. I can expect some big news articles, revelations, agreements being put out in the world. Remember, Libra is a sign of negotiation. It is a sign of the diplomat. So there's a lot of political themes that go along with the sign of Libra. So political agreements, and also keep in mind that Mercury is retrograde. So whatever this decision entails is someone's Mercury retrograde. So over there across the pond in Britain, they're trying to figure a lot of things out. This is a Mercury retrograde thing for them. Renovations, redo. This is going to be some significant announcement of some kind. For us here in the United States, we're nearing midterms, elections. So this could be really important there. I'm reading an article today that Republicans are moving to make a nationwide abortion ban, which is effectively going to ban it in blue states. So that's something we definitely want to watch. That was sort of an announcement that I saw today. That's one I'm going to be paying attention to as we move into eclipse season. But my point of sharing that is we're going to hear things like that. We also, there's just a lot stirring here. It's a little soon for me to talk about on the political front, but yeah, there's speculation. There's speculation. I'll just say that. So we may get some answers. We may get some answers to some of these big questions around this Mercury Cazimi. Okay. So in our personal lives, this is going to pertain to our Mercury retrograde journey. What began for you around September 9th? What began for you late August when Mercury began to oppose Jupiter as it entered its shadow? There's a story brewing for us. Whatever you've been in process about, whatever you've been trying to decide, make big decisions about, this Mercury Cazimi may provide the clarity for you. Now, because this is happening at 0 degrees Libra, Mercury Cazimi the window actually doesn't happen until 9 p.m. when the sun enters Libra on this day, if you're in the Eastern time zone. If we're going degree-based, this will last until 8 a.m. the following morning. If you're going by the medieval window of 17 minutes, it's going to get you closer to midnight. So either way, be on the lookout. I sometimes find that the Mercury Cazimi aha does not happen in the window. Sometimes it just happens near it. So pay attention to that. Right after this kazimi takes place, Mercury is going to retrograde back into Virgo. So we do get Mercury back in its domicile, yay, but it's headed into a prolonged opposition with Neptune. Something that we sort of came to the conclusion at together on the astrology podcast for the month of September is that Mercury's direct station, while it normally brings a lot of answers to our questions, what we're going to know with that opposition to Neptune is that there's still a lot of questions. There's still a lot in the air. And where those pieces are going to fall will be made clear, but there's going to be a lot of questions. So we're going to be sort of in this dizzying opposition to Neptune for about 2 weeks hereafter, maybe a little longer. So that's something to keep on your radar here. But right before that happens, we get some important check boxes answered. So keep an eye for that. And that is your Mercury Cazimi astrology shot of the day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in with me today. For more astrology in your world, you can connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine. You can also find me at catherineurban.com, where you can book your one-on-one consultation and get insights for your chart for the year ahead.